Spain reacts. Princess Leonor's Denmark wedding breaks royal tradition. Spain was ready for a royal fairy tale. But no one expected this. Princess Leonor's Denmark wedding didn't just sparkle, it shattered centuries of royal tradition. And the reactions across Spain: explosive, emotional, divided. For generations, Spanish royals followed strict protocol: who to marry, how to marry, where to marry. But Leonor, the future Queen of Spain, has rewritten those rules with a single breathtaking ceremony that left Europe gasping. When news broke that the wedding would take place in Denmark, not Madrid, the entire royal press corps went into overdrive. Spain asked one burning question: why Denmark? Was it a romantic choice, or a political message? As the golden bells of Copenhagen echoed across Europe, millions tuned in live. The cameras captured not just a wedding, but a new era in royal history. Leonor, radiant in a gown unlike any worn by a Spanish royal before, walked down an aisle lined with both Spanish and Danish flags. Tradition met rebellion in every step. But behind the fairy tale, there was tension. In Madrid, whispers filled the halls of the Zarzuela Palace. Some insiders say Queen Letizia was emotional, proud, but also worried. For the first time, her daughter was making a choice guided by love, not duty. King Felipe, ever composed, showed quiet pride. Yet his eyes revealed something deeper, a realization that the monarchy was evolving before his very eyes. The Spanish public had mixed emotions. In Seville, people celebrated the wedding as a symbol of modern love, a bridge between two powerful royal houses. But in Madrid, others questioned the symbolism. Why marry in Denmark when Spain's cathedrals hold centuries of royal history? Was Leonor distancing herself from tradition, or liberating herself from it? Royal historians quickly noticed the details that broke protocol. The wedding dress, designed not by a Spanish couturier, but a Danish royal designer known for simplicity and freedom of expression. The guest list, not dominated by European monarchs, but by close friends, former classmates, and humanitarian figures Leonor met during her military training. And then, the vows. She spoke them in both Spanish and Danish, a symbolic gesture of unity that melted hearts across borders. Spain's television networks replayed every moment. The slow unveiling of the dress. The kiss under the floral arch. The emotional glance between Leonor and her mother. And when the couple left the cathedral in a vintage Danish carriage instead of a Spanish royal motorcade, commentators called it the moment tradition gave way to a new monarchy. But not everyone applauded. Royal traditionalists were outraged. Columnists wrote fiery pieces calling the ceremony a cultural departure and a breach of Spanish royal heritage. Some claimed the monarchy risked losing its roots. Others countered that Leonor's courage was exactly what Spain needed, a monarch unafraid to blend history with heart. The palace, ever discreet, released a simple statement: Her Majesty the Princess of Asturias has chosen love, unity, and modernity as her compass. That line became the headline of every newspaper. Behind the palace gates, though, the story deepened. Insiders revealed that Leonor herself had pushed for Denmark. It wasn't a political move, it was personal. Denmark, she once said, represented her freedom. During her studies in Wales and her private visits to the Danish royal family, she found a kind of warmth, a relaxed spirit that contrasted with Spain's rigid royal formality. Her fiancé, though not a king or prince, carried noble lineage and a heart rooted in service. He had quietly volunteered in humanitarian causes across Europe, winning admiration for his humility. Together, they wanted a ceremony that reflected equality and authenticity, not grandeur. The wedding itself was intimate, yet majestic. The music blended Spanish guitar with Danish symphonies. The flowers were wild and natural, not overly arranged. And when Leonor laid her bouquet at the altar, she whispered a private vow, a personal promise to lead Spain with empathy, not entitlement. By evening, Spain's social media erupted. Hashtags trended globally, not for scandal, but admiration. Thousands called it the wedding that humanized royalty. Young Spaniards said Leonor had finally made them proud of their monarchy again. Yet older generations clung to nostalgia, longing for the grandeur of Queen Sophia's era. In one unforgettable moment, as the royal family appeared on the palace balcony in Copenhagen, Leonor looked directly at the cameras and smiled, a smile that said it all. This wasn't rebellion. This was renewal. The royal experts debated all night. Was this a soft rebranding of the monarchy, a modernization effort quietly approved by her parents? Or was Leonor truly following her heart, independent of royal strategy? The truth, perhaps, lies in both. Because in that ceremony, every decision, from the location to the language, reflected a balance between duty and destiny. Spain's streets glowed with mixed emotions. Some hung Spanish flags in celebration. Others quietly wondered if the monarchy had changed too much. Yet the younger generation saw something else entirely, a symbol of progress, of authenticity, of a future queen who would not hide behind protocol. Days later, as Leonor and her husband began their first official appearance as a married couple, Europe couldn't look away. Denmark's Queen Margrethe praised the union as a bridge between two royal hearts. The Spanish press called it the dawn of a modern monarchy. Even critics admitted, the wedding had reshaped royal perception across Europe. But perhaps the most touching moment came privately, after the ceremony. In a quiet reception room, Queen Letizia was seen embracing her daughter tightly. Witnesses say tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "You've done what I couldn't, you've chosen love." It was a passing of the torch, a silent acknowledgement that the next generation of Spanish royalty would lead differently. With emotion, with courage, with truth. Weeks later, documentaries began airing across Europe, chronicling every choice, every gesture, every symbol. Analysts dissected the new queen-in-waiting's body language, calling her composure the mark of destiny. Her calm smile, her gaze toward her husband, her graceful interaction with dignitaries, it all painted a portrait of a monarch ready to lead a modern Europe. But beneath the sparkle and ceremony lay a deeper transformation. For decades, royal marriages were alliances, strategic, political, arranged for power. Leonor's wedding shattered that pattern. It wasn't about strategy, it was about sincerity. And that sincerity, in an era of public skepticism, might be the monarchy's greatest strength. As night fell over Madrid, fireworks lit the sky in celebration. Children waved Spanish flags while adults watched the replay on screens, unable to look away. Across Europe, people agreed, something historic had happened. Spain had not just witnessed a royal wedding. It had witnessed a rebirth. In the end, Leonor's Denmark wedding didn't just break royal tradition, it redefined it. It proved that even within centuries-old crowns, the heart still has power. The monarchy didn't crumble, it evolved. And as the world looks to the next chapter, one truth remains clear: Spain's future queen has shown that tradition may guide us, but love can transform us. Because when Princess Leonor walked down that Danish aisle, she didn't just make history, she made hope royal again.